You obviously came, did the big block stuff for Adam. In your opinion, which one has been your personal favorite?
The big block one's like right up there. I was there for like 5 days straight before the E-Town round, and it was like 70 hours. But I love that shit. Like, I am a high-functioning autistic person.
And lucky enough for us, we were able to wrangle up the wild Canadian Maple Mike.
Howdy.
We wanted the best of best, and conveniently enough, Mike is very familiar with not only Vibrant's products, but also with 841 Concepts.
You're the only one that I know of who's actually gone out of their way and got someone to develop a header for their application. It's just a lot of like around and not making insane progress. He's all dirty.
Mike's been at work.
It's got my grubby hands on it.
It is way louder than I thought.
Welding and fabricating are also two different things. In like a day-by-day job, there's welders and then there's fitter fabricators. And if a fitter fabricator sucks, the welder's not gonna get a good result. And like vice versa. Even though Sully's headers, like even his mechanic and everyone's like, it's not gonna fit, it's not gonna fit. And I'm like, it's gonna fit. One of my favorite projects is a good customer of mine, the AE86 Corolla. He's done all the swaps. That pushed a lot of my limits every time I did a setup on that car. Right, I'm building art. You don't need this. You want this. So don't make your don't make your want devalue my time. Cool. I will always give people my time, but if I'm spending my time working, I need to be paid what I feel is a fair hourly rate.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era.
Welcome back to the Circle Drift podcast. Thanks to all of you that stop in every single week for a brand new episode. And today we are actually at Grid Life at the beautiful Lime Rock Park to hear from Mike Catell on a lot of the fabrication and welding side of not only drifting, but motorsports in general. But before we get into the episode, I do want to touch on, as I'm sure most of you have seen, the Slam the Nuff Gatlinburg situation where now that event has been shut down. And from someone that came from that industry and spent a lot of time at those events, kind of growing into drifting, it's kind of sad to see that some of these delinquents essentially are causing trouble in the streets and being just blatantly disrespectful, which in turn caused the second day of the show to be completely canceled. And I am working on getting an interview with someone from out there that can explain a lot of the situation and what's going on behind the scenes, what'll happen moving forward. But all I want to say is that if you support any of those companies that do go to those shows and bring out their vendor booths and sell products like, say, Grip Royal, where they introduced 3 new steering wheels, I think, specifically for this show. And they were completely cut off from a day of being able to sell them. And I know a lot of those vendors really rely on that event specifically. So if you had the chance to and you were planning on purchasing anything that day, or you just want to support those vendors because of them being able to, missing out on the entire day, do that. It'll definitely mean a lot to them. But I'll leave it at that and not speak any further on that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in the episode. All right, well, obviously we have actually you're not a new face technically to the podcast.
I've been in like a little Kansai segment before.
Technically Kansai. Apparently.
I didn't get any of them right.
But yeah, no, so he was actually in, what did we even call that? Pit Talks. Kansai Pit Talks. That was the first one I ever did.
That's like the first time we actually met. And I was like, that's that podcast. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Well, how are you doing? You want to give a little rundown on anyone? On yourself to anyone that doesn't know?
Like my name's Mike GT Custom is what a lot of people call me. My name's Mike Catel. I'm out here at Grid Life this weekend. I'm from Canada. You probably hear the outs, the O's, houses, stuff like that. I say stuff a little weird. But I'm out with my Wagon again this weekend, which is what you saw on that first podcast. We still got the same cool wheel setup on it. Just showed you earlier, we just revamped it. We got Haltech on board this year, my man Andrew, and we revamped the whole setup.
You got a whole Haltech system now.
Whole Haltech system, UC10 dash, like balling, big, thick dash. Nexus PDM ECU, like the Nexus ECU, which has the PDM outputs in the ECU, so that powers the whole engine harness. And then I have a separate PDM in the back for my fuel pumps, my fans, my brake lights, interior lights, racer lights and stuff like that. So I'm stoked on it. Like, this is like, I've been drifting for 12 years now, and it's like my pro car kind of dream. It's not a pro car.
For anyone that doesn't know, it's the wagon that Adam LZ just drove.
He did just drive it
a previous
2 weeks ago.
event. So that was FDF's event, right?
Yeah,
or
like it
technically?
was kind of. It's called Race Wars. It was like another company that put on an event, and they brought Adam out for the event, and then Adam asked to use the wagon. So then I went out there and I helped strap all the passengers in and make sure the car was good for Adam. Broke an axle. Good at breaking axles. So so eventually it will be more pro car. We want to do more to it. I want to do a quick change in it. Like that. It's just bit by bit by bit. It's becoming slowly a pro-am, pro car. But that's a word that can be used loosely now too, right? Like Travis Reeder's like E36, yellow E36, like LS1, LS2 quick change. It's like, that's pretty much a pro car.
It's a good fucking car.
But it's the fun party,
yeah.
But it's the party car, right? So pro car is definitely like a weird terminology to use.
What made you choose wagon?
This car has been around since, again, I've been drifting since like 2014, 2013. So it's actually one of my good buddy Drew's. He built that car, and I've always been a stance guy. Like, I've always had my blue M3, if you've seen that, Laguna Seca blue M3 with a 1J swapped in it on VSKFs, just like slammed down, super unfunctional, looks super cool drifting.
Absolutely.
But the wagon was the polar opposite of it. Pack people into the car, like it's got 4 seats, 4 race seats, 4 harnesses, so you can fill the car with your homies, go out and just do party laps, rear mounted rad, a bunch of big ticket parts on it to make it do what we're doing here feasible. Because it's a lot of abuse, like, a lot of abuse on a car. So as soon as you go to like rear rad and stuff like that, it really adds a little different packaging stuff, but like the thing runs at 200.
How do you make that work? The rear rad setup with the hatch and everything.
Dude, it's like there's more room in the hatch. Like there's so much room back there for the rear rad. So it's just like a big all-star performance rad with a big V mount radiator setup that my buddy Drew made with 2 Volvo 240 fans on it.
So how's the air? What's the air coming in?
There's a hole in the top of the roof, so it lets some air in, and then the trunk is all cut up, so then it lets the air out, and it only gets to like 215, 220 when I'm like on limiter for like 3 laps. The thing to worry about is oil temperature, because you just don't want to thin out the oil and delete all of the oiling properties of the oil, and intake air temperatures get a little spicy when we're like, again, I'm Canadian, so I'm using weird numbers, Celsius. I just mixed Fahrenheit and Celsius. That's the Canadian issue. We're a little bit of everything. So
y'all are crossbred at this point.
We have no idea. We have no idea how to measure anything, apparently. It's all mixed up. But it really helps the cooling capacity of the car, so you can just hot lap it. So then tires are now the limitation of 2-3 hot laps. But I love events like this, dude. Like, this track is like my Forza. I've said it to everyone. Like, this is my Forza 4 dreaming. Just ripping that straightaway, hot dogging up that hill is like one of the coolest
I just found out this morning that Lime Rock is the only major like North American track that still has the exact same layout since the day it was built.
Dude, this is like a monumental historic track.
Yeah.
Like, they used to do crazy like IROC championship races, like the Trans Am. Like, I'm not best with all the old school racing terminology, but they used to it's got history here.
Didn't they do like
it's
Le Mans and stuff here too? Yeah.
And then same with where I'm from, we have a track called Mossport. It's not called Mossport anymore, but it's known kind of like, especially the old head guys, they used to do Formula 1 there. So my dad watched like real Formula 1 when it was like John Player Special. Like real F1 cars when he was a teenager at that track. So that's another track out near us, but they would never let this happen. I hope one day they let this happen, but it's so cool to have. I consider this like an A tier course. This is like, that's what the cool thing about Grid Life. They're letting us kind of hood rat, kind of skate park kids
we get
come to these big
literally
dog
the skate
tracks.
Park kids of a very nice facility.
Where we get put to the B and C courses. They're like, you're gonna go. We don't care about the grass. It's so cool to have Dickie and all the guys here who are like, he wasn't here this year, but last year he came to the drivers meeting and he was just so amped on us being here doing this. And I'm like, cool. like again, normally we're the outcasts, like the skate park kids. So it's just a cool event just to be able to actually use our cool cars here. So.
Well, you got plenty open road to do it here. Is this the only grid life you really come to?
Yeah, I wanted to do more this year, but I didn't get the car really ready until like fully ready until like July. So we just did my first event this year was called JDM Fest.
Okay.
Where a bunch of like Front Street guys came out there. Jimmy Oakes comes out to that one, and that's a really cool event out in Quebec near us. It's just super fun. It's kind of like a parking lot, but they've made like a really cool course in the parking lot.
Oh, sick.
It's like you can go there on a Thursday night after work and just drift until like 10 o'clock at night. Like it's like a driving range for drifting. It's called
cool.
iCar Mirabel. So if you're local to there, you can just like bring your car to work, set of tires, or just drive your car there after work, burn a set of tires, drive home like any night of the week. When
How
they
much does
hold
that
the
cost?
event.
Just
I think
to
they're
show
like 120 bucks Canadian, so that's like 20 bucks US or something like that.
Damn, is the inflation that bad now?
It's pretty brutal. Yeah, when I just
Oh.
swipe my card when I'm out here, and then you like see the after fact, like 20 bucks for food. You're like, yeah, 20 bucks for food, and that 33.50 hits your bank account.
Oh
and you're
my
like, whoa,
God.
was that a $33 chicken sandwich? Who knows?
So how much? Because like, obviously, like Tommy Lemaire, for example,
Yeah.
he's got a massive program as far as monetary
Yep.
support. So it needs a lot of money to make happen. I assume that's just with all of you guys. You have to deal with the extra. How do you compensate for that?
There is no compensation for it. Like obviously we have our own speed shops and part stores near us locally, but the pricing is always more because they have to deal with the duties and shipping and taxes, because most of the stuff comes into the US and then we get it. Rarely does it go the other way, for especially like for performance products. Like there's not many performance brand products that are being made in Canada. FDF is a brand, Serial 9 is a brand. Serial 9 makes some really cool stuff. They're out in BC. Like GS, Lexus, like their big stands, and Drift guys, they make knuckles and stuff.
Is it Turn 14? Where are
Turn
they from?
14's in America, but I have
Oh,
a
I
Turn
thought they were
14 account. So I buy parts, like that's how I met like Jeff Stoneback and Corey. I buy parts from Turn 14, but I try not to buy parts from Turn 14 because it just adds another shipping duties and then conversion. So if I can get it locally from a distributor like RPE, like that's a local distributor out near me in Quebec who's awesome. JRP is another distributor out near us where we can get parts from. So it's not like we're lacking any of these parts. We can still get everything, but there's definitely more of a cost to it.
Yeah.
And like even FD rounds themselves, like I've been going out to FD this year with my buddy Brian, and it's insane, dude. Like just watching, like the private, even the top scale level when you got Brian Turek, Rockstar,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like Toyota, got some big rigs, and then you see the privateers doing it, and I'm just like,
It makes you scratch your head for a while.
I can see
You're
how I
like,
could
"Bro,
suck the passion out of
what?"
something pretty quick. Like
Yeah.
it's like I love drifting because it's like skate park, hanging out with my friends. My good buddy came up with his whole family here, a couple buddies. Like that's what drifting's about, like having a good time. And there's nothing wrong with competition. I love competition, and I also am a competitive person, but there becomes a point where it's like, why competition feels good is not from the winning. The winning is obviously a good portion, but the winning only feels good when you've lost a lot. Like if you just go in and you just win all the time, you're not really learning anything. You learn a lot when you lose, so it's good in that aspect, but you gotta be kind of okay with losing. Even look at Turek this year. It's killer drive. Turek's been on top for how long? Little rough start of the season this year. He did awesome last round, but like it's unanimous. Like everyone's gonna have a little bit of a struggle in it. So it definitely takes a strong heart to stay committed to it after the fact.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you'll never plan on any competition stuff, probably.
No, just
then.
fun stuff. Like I'll do like a gambler here and there. We're going, bringing the wagon next week to the Legends of Drift at New Jersey from here. I don't know if you're staying in town and going to that after or not.
Sadly, I'm not. I wish I was,
Yeah.
but
Life, dude.
yeah, it's just way too much going on.
Dude,
this
it's
time of
a
year.
lot, especially if you're bringing this whole setup from Tennessee and you got other commitments and stuff too, right? Like it's
Well, I
hard.
just think I don't think it would bring enough value to me. With all I think people are going to be way too busy and caught up with the
whole
whether it's the
other
movie
scale of
set
the
or the
event.
driving or the
Oh,
whatever the fuck.
totally understandable
So
too.
yeah, but that's besides the fact. But
We're just-
have you seen more, like, especially with the line of work that you're in too, that you kind of enjoy the aspect of helping the driver
Yeah,
more than
100%.
anything?
Yeah, like I love building stuff. Like I've been a builder since that's what got me into drifting, was building stuff for myself, building cars for other people, parts for other people, building relationships with people. Yeah, I like making stuff. Like I wouldn't be doing the stuff I'm doing now if it wasn't for coming out to events like this and like broadening my horizons and staying in Canada. And there's some good events in Canada, but that was my major focus like 2-3 years ago. I kind of got a house. You know, it's like, hey, looking at my funds, take a little step back. And then when I got back into drifting again, I was like, if I'm going to go out 4 to 6 times a year, what do I want to do with that value? I'd rather spend a little more and not drift as much and come to an event like this and Airbnbs and friends, food. Like it's more expensive than a local event, but the connections that I meet, I wouldn't be hanging out with Brian and helping him out with FD. I wouldn't be doing stuff for Adam LZ and making the big block headers. Like good buddies with Grant now. I've just become friends from hanging out and driving with these people. And Nick Swan is the man, the fucking man. Like
That's a legend.
Like just becoming homies with these people and becoming friends. And then now it opens up all that. I didn't think that drifting here 2 years ago, a year fast forward, I'm making intercooler piping for Adam's S15 because he's like met me from a friend who vouched for me. And
Yeah.
now I'm just doing more cool shit.
Now I want to get into the builds and stuff that you've been a part of, but first, like, for anyone that doesn't know, what got you into fabrication and wanting to build stuff, and like, that takes a certain brain to want to.
I've always been into cars. Like, grew up around, as I told you, my dad went to F1 when I was younger. Grew up with Lotuses. My dad had like Lotus, Caterham, Super 7. So I've always been into cool cars and racing. Grew up racing motocross, and then high school. You're a high school kid, you know, do stupid shit. Then I went to college to go work on transport trucks because I'm like automotive. I'm automotively inclined. I want a career in something automotive. Like, you know, anybody would think that. Don't do it. It sucked. It killed.
At least not drifting. Pick F1 or
no, just pick something you like.
richer.
Pick something you like doing. Like that was my biggest thing. I was
That's fair,
I was
sorry.
in college working part-time at a muffler shop, and then I'd finish at 3 p.m. go to the muffler shop after my school for 3 hours till 6 p.m. and do the 3 hours. And then when I finished my college, I was already working at a truck shop, 5 a.m., driving an hour and a half to the shop, working like a 10-hour shift. Everyone there was miserable. 35, I'm 34 now. So this is, again, back in high school, I was 18, 19, whatever. All of them. Who knows?
It's all the same at this
It's all
point,
the same.
yeah.
But everyone was generally miserable, and I was stoked leaving school to go hang out at the muffler shop with my buddy Matt, who was working it at the time. After that, I was like, okay, I don't want to go work on trucks. I'd rather make $400 a week slanging mufflers, doing flex pipes, catalytic, just MIG weld. That's what I do every day now still. Like 9 to 5, I run the muffler shop. I got my main man, Trevor. He pretty much manages the muffler shop now so that I have the opportunity to travel and go to FD rounds and go make stuff for Adam or Grant. So Trevor, I'm blessed. Blessed he came into my life in the COVID era. Like he was a barber, was told not to work. So then I'm still working because I got bills to pay. So my bills didn't stop. So I'm still working. He came by one day and he's like, I'm looking for work. And I'm like, I'll teach you. Like he didn't know how to lift a car, didn't know how to weld anything. Guy kills it now. I can talk forever. But in general, I chose what I liked doing more than okay, this career is gonna make me enough money to enjoy my hobbies. That's like saying like, I'm gonna retire when I'm like 60 and do all these things. Do it now. Because when you're 60, you might not even make it to 60.
How do you know?
You don't
like, how
know.
did you know that it was MIG welding and like exhaust work? And
It was
like,
fun. It was fun. I woke up every day after that college and starting that job, and I enjoyed going to work. Sold my Mark IV TDI that I had like slammed down on like neon fluorescent. It was the time. Sticker bombs, neon wheels, you know. I had no money, so we're spray painting the wheels.
I get it.
Heating up those
Plastic
springs.
dip?
Yeah,
It's
heating
the
up my
plastic
springs,
dip.
lift up the car, they ding, 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 like fall out of the rear solid axle. Sold that for my first 240, $4,000 SR swap, 4 lug on the front, 5 lug on the back. And that's where it like snowballed. Did my first track day with it, SR'd. And then I had to pull a motor, and like that's when I learned everything. I'm like, no one's gonna help me with this. I gotta pull out the motor. I gotta buy a used engine for $500, take the head off of my engine, put it on that because I cracked a ring link. It's SR20, and that's kind of what started it.
So you just kind of taught yourself pretty much on
All
your own
self-taught.
stuff.
Like I had some mechanical aptitude from my dad and dirt bikes, changed my air filter, changed my oil, tightening sprockets. Like I knew how to turn wrenches, but what really pushed me into it was getting into stuff that I loved. Like my dad didn't want me to have a 240. He thought I was an idiot. Like why would I sell my reliable TDI Jetta that's good on fuel for like an SR20, that's SR20 240, that's like mixed matched lug pattern. bumper's black because it's got a Walbro in it with no tune. Fuel pressure's just maxed out. Like, horribly inefficient car. But that's what taught me everything. Like, that was my stepping stones. Got into stance cars after that. My buddy had an E30 with an SR20 in it that we did a bunch of cool stuff. H2OY days, like big stance, right? Like traveling out to Maryland H2O for the big shows. And just seeing like Matt Wallen and guys like that, I got into BMWs, like from the 240s, because I'm from Ontario. We're like, you're in Tennessee, you don't get rust like we get up here. Even up here in Lime Rock area, Connecticut, I think they're in the rust belt.
Anything north of Kentucky, you're gonna start dealing with some rust.
So yeah, we get the salt on the road, so there's not many good 240s. So got out of my 240, sold that, got into BMWs. 1J swapped my BMW, same thing. Drove it for few years, stock power, it was good, it was a blast, load of people in it, I had fun, but all the French guys out there are called MTC, Meton Casque, bring a helmet. And they're beige cars, and these guys were just stacking up, like blowing out glass and stuff. Like, it was like the wildest thing to see.
Yeah.
And they all had stock 1J VVTi stock turbos, 280 horsepower, bringing up to 265 Fahrenheit. They're fine, like, just ripped it forever. I'm like, this is the engine package. Put that in my BMW, gray BMW at the time. Like, we all had matching cars. It was like Money Gang Drift, me and my buddies at the time. We had like a Vice, you know Vice?
Yeah.
Vice did like a Vice documentary on drifting in Ontario. And we were in that Vice video. So I put like an IS300 BN kit on my E40. So this is before all these kits were out. This was like 2017, 2016, 2017. Like, put JDM kit on my car and drove that. It's good, dude. Like, I can just fucking talk forever about all the I have so many shitty, stupid cars and just been through so many shitty, stupid cars. But it's stuff that I like and I'm overly obsessed about. So that's always been the driving motivation factor. And thinking that a regular job was going to make me be able to obtain that, I don't think that was the move. So my always the biggest takeaway is pick something you enjoy doing every day. If you're waking up and you're enjoying what you're doing, that's like the recipe. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're stoked to do garbage, cool. If you're stoked to be in the army, cool. Like, if you're stoked to be doing what you're doing, you're living the dream. And you just got, like, you seem pretty stoked on what you're doing. Like, this is your job. Like, think about other people's jobs, working in like a Kellogg's factory or something. You know,
I get to ask all the questions everyone's too afraid to.
And you're living your life the best that you can, best of your ability, and like, there's always someone who's in a different position too, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I always try and like take a step back, and it's just like, I am not a very religious man, but I am blessed to be doing what I am doing every day and having fun, hanging out with cool people who have same common interests as me, because other people are not that lucky, right? So pick what you love to do, and everything will just kind of fall into piece. But it's gonna be shitty. That goes the other part. It's got to be shitty to make it good.
Life's shitty anyways.
It's gonna be shitty.
So would you rather it be shitty at a 9 to 5 that you hate, or shitty while you're doing something that you kind of like?
And you're gonna have.
That's the difference.
There's gonna be hurdles that are gonna, and how you attack those hurdles is how you are gonna have the end result. And that's what I kind of took from cars and being passionate and like autistic about, like, I need to make this work with no money. Taking that into other areas of my life made me a better person and put me in a better position, because it was like that adapting and overcoming a scenario, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of those had to have adapted your skill level too, as far as fabrication. So like, I guess not at what point, but what project or what were you working on at the time that had really exceeded your skill level that, you know, you just didn't think you could do at the time?
That's a tough one, because I've done a lot of weird stuff like that. One of my favorite projects is a good customer of mine who became a friend from being a good customer of mine, the A86 Corolla. He's done all the swaps, like 16 valve, 20 valve, F20, F22, and now we have a JZ in it. So now it's a JZ swap.
It just keeps going up.
And that pushed a lot of my limits every time I did a setup on that car, whether it was making a manifold or making an intercooler. It was him having that trust in me and just being like, dude, I just know that you can turn this vision into something.
That's really cool.
And just kind of do it. Those are the customers, because that's not even the build. It's definitely the customer who gives you the ability to just kind of.
They give you they have faith in you.
They have
That's
faith
awesome.
in what you're gonna do and trust what you're gonna do, and then that just kind of opens up like the possibilities are endless. And then now there's no scenario. Like Adam sent me all that stuff for the big block header, which is like 3D scanned, 3D modeled, everything measured out. And he's like, can you do it? Will it fit? I'm like, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna make it fit.
There's only one way to do it, and we
that's
gotta
the
try.
attitude. Yeah, and like nobody's done it. It's like, I'm gonna do it now. Like even O'Sully's headers that I built on his pro car, like he's still waiting on his engine and stuff, but not the car he's running right now, but he's got a pro E46 that Andrew and the guys have built up. So I built a crazy header for that, and having like even his mechanic and everyone's like, it's not gonna fit, it's not gonna fit. And I'm like, it's gonna fit.
You just fucking wait, bro.
Just wait.
Well,
it doesn't. I'm not leaving Tennessee till it fits.
Connor's a good dude. I wish he would stop taking himself out.
He drives hard though. That's what I like. He's like X Factor at 100. Like, he's always 100 X Factor.
True. He's like Cole Richards, but nowhere near as calm.
He's just all attack. And I have I've been drifting, and like everyone watches FD, and everyone has opinions on FD. I used to go to FD Canada when Dago was still there in the SC. Like FD has come so far in the years, and you need to go there. And if you're into cars in any aspect, you need to experience what these cars are doing, what the drivers are doing in these weapons of cars, and the timing. Like when we were at St. Louis, it's like Adam was on one too, and just like watching the timing of transition through the blind smoke, and once you drift and you're in smoke, it's scary as shit. And to be in a car that literally wants to kill you while doing this, like the cars are insane now, and I have so much respect for the dudes who are putting those cars at the points that they need to be at. Like it's unfathomable.
Do you think
almost.
they might be a little too insane now? Do you think are
Yes
they
and no.
too overbuilt?
As a mechanically stoked in general dude, nah, they're sick. I could listen to RTRs all day long, just like at the brink of almost hitting limiter, fully loaded up, and it's just engine porn, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's just, wow, they sound so good.
Well,
and then even Adam's car, like when you hear the car geared on the limit and the things are just moving and grooving, like you got to be there. Like that's the thing that I always say. It's like I watch all the events on my big screen, but being there in person and watching the cars do what they're doing, like Jersey was the sick round
incredible.
too. It's insane.
It's a whole different atmosphere. But like, the reason I brought that up was because in that video of Adam driving your car, Josiah mentioned, which kind of like set me back a little bit. I was a little confused, that if you were to build a car 100% by the book or by paper, it would be a terrible car to drive. Explain that.
That's
like,
the way that I view angle kits. Like, and people, this is the bit, that's the bit, that's the bit. At the end of the day, the angle kit is a tool that is put on the car to adjust and make it feel a way that a driver likes. So you have Ackerman, which is a big thing. Ackerman completely changes the way a car feels. I've driven from not everything, a lot of stuff. I've driven Corvettes, S chassis, A86s, which are like, if you've never tried to drift an 8.6, do it. It'll humble you real quick. Like it is just a different car. Growing up racing motocross, you get arm pump. They don't have caster. They have like 3 degrees of caster. So when you go from like an S chassis with the rear rack and the over centering, so like that's your knuckle changes. They're now changing the knuckle or the rack location to prevent over centering of the rack, so then you don't have to pull the wheel back. They put tons of caster in them, so they have a lot more of a steering wheel feel. E46 from the get-go has like 6 degrees of caster, and E36. Like a BMW car out of the box, no mods done to it, is so drivable in comparison to an S chassis or an 8.6 or an S2000 or any of these cars that need a lot of changes. Even 350s are good out of the box, but you do an angle kit and you're like, this is an entirely new car.
Yeah.
Like entirely new car. BMWs, even my angle kit, it just emphasizes all of the BMW-ness, in my opinion. We run tons of caster on it, little bit of toe in. At the end of the day, the grip kit in the back, I'm just changing grip kit settings for tire wear. Josiah's gonna get in there and be like, engineering. Yeah. I'm just like, that tire's wearing a little skirt. That's like how I adjust it. So that's why those tools are good on that car. It's a tool for the driver. Every driver likes different things. What you like, what I like, what Adam likes, what Josiah likes are all very different things. The tools are to make the car as a tool, right? If you take a Mustang Mustang drives way different than an S chassis. So you take a guy from an S chassis and get him in a Mustang. It doesn't mean that he can't drive it. It just means it's a lot different driving than the S chassis. So that's are all tools. Cars are just tools, and you can adjust what you want on it, whether it's suspension tuning, engine tuning, interior tuning. You know, a bucket seat is a big change compared to a stock seat. They're all tools to making whatever you're doing with the car. If you want to do grip racing, drag racing, drift racing, all of these parts are going to now accompany something nicer, right? And none of them are perfect though, because there's always going to be sacrifices. Even like a factory car's alignment of the Ackerman of the leading wheel versus trail wheel, it's made for a very streetability car. You're not doing a 180 in the parking lot, start scrubbing your front tire, right? They're all tools. They're all tools. That's the best way I can put it. I'm not a professional. I'm just a dude who drives a car.
It's definitely just a
cars.
tool. But like, as far as the FD aspect of it and like cars, the fact that we're at that point to where now we have to pull back from being a perfect product to still be drivable, like
it's not
dude,
even
the
a
cars
perfect
are just
product.
getting ridiculous.
I don't think you'll ever have a perfect product, and that's kind of what Josiah was saying. The cars are definitely getting ridiculous, but what limits the car is the tire. It's not so much the car. The tire is always limited, and James Dean has even said it. His RTR at home is set up way differently. It's set up a decent amount differently because of the tire they're running over there, which is like their tire limit. Like there is no real tire rules out there. They can get the grippiest tire, and they set the car up for that.
You can run a drag radial if you can spin it.
Pretty much. Like, and that's what Josiah was saying. He's like, just the tires that they run out there, the car was set up way differently compared to the tires that he's running in DMCC right now, which is like I think it's a Zestino Gretsch, like a 305. So it's like that's the spec tire of DMCC. So the tire is always the limiting factor for sure. Like I think the chassis, especially you take an RTR car, you take a Papadakis car, and you even take Adam's car, and like Adam's team is sick because it's just us. Like that's why Adam is so sick, and I'm not just saying that because I know him, but like Sean Booth, Ginge, Freddie, and the boys are like making this happen against RTR, who's like 26 people, 4 cars, like everyone's making good. I would think you got engineers, you got so many different levels to the RTR team, which is real racing. That's like a NASCAR team for drifting. And then you got Adam and Booth just yelling.
God, Booth.
It's sick. It's sick to see the underdogs come on top. So that's why I don't think there is no limit for it, because there's always going to be the tire limiting factor, and then now the driver limiting factor, setting up the car to do what they want to do with the tire that they're on.
I'm curious to see how the science behind the tire is going to end up in, say, 10 years or so. It's going to make the whole...
In the past 10 years, like, I didn't even care about tires before. I was running I-links, whatever. And then as soon as you get into a tire that has grip, and side bite is a term you hear a lot, like, having your car feel consistent and smooth all the time makes me a good driver. I wouldn't be able to be 4th gear tapped coming down that hill and like flicking into the fastest corner of this place without having confidence that like, okay, I think my car is gonna be here, because you're trying to trust the tire. Like you're just relying on the tire. And then when you're on cords, you feel it instantly. You're like, I'm on ice. And you can keep going and you'll shred them, delam them, which I'm doing here. I like everyone that I'm down in the pits with too, we're all driving like we're like, it's our first drift day too, because you have the sessions. So it's okay, we got 25 minutes. I'm using all of this tire, where I don't normally use all the tire to cords. Because
how many laps is it taking to go through?
I do 3 laps, cool out box, switch the tire to side, and then I have like 2 more laps, and I'm like on cords.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's more than I would expect, though. That's crazy.
On the 3rd lap, I could put on a new set for sure. But then it's just
what tires are they again?
I'm running 265/35 Velino, or is this Estino? Acrovas, I think.
Okay.
Estino Acrovas.
I haven't tried those.
They're decent. I think they're like a 200-ish tread wear. Like they're like 220, 240. They're not crazy. My buddy Mott beside me has the 340 tread wears ones that have a thicker like there's more physical tread in them. But he makes a little more sauce than me. He's like 650, 700. So he's like burning through them. And the wheel speed here is insane, dude. Like,
it's got to be.
Like
just from driving on the sim, I could see it.
4th gear is like you can feel the chassis, like you can feel the vibrations of everything.
Everything's
It's just
happening right now.
You're moving out. We're doing 100K consistently. So like,
My God.
what's
What are
that
you entering
miles?
at?
I don't know. I was like fast, like top of third. Like this back straight coming up the hill. I'm 4th gear up the hill. Suspension lifts off. It starts drifting just
Mad.
all the way, and a big flick in, a little bit of hydro to set it, and so 100, like down that straight, probably like 120.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Again, I'm Canadian, so I'm talking weird numbers, like 60 miles,
Ah,
55
whatever.
miles, whatever that is.
It's
I
gotta
mean,
be
that's like
faster than
110.
that.
I don't know. It could be. 4th is pretty
Man,
quick.
I don't know.
Can we get a
This
speed
track's
gun?
just so big,
We
I
need a
have no
circle of
idea.
drift speed gun, dude.
Dude, wouldn't that
A lot
be
of these
something?
standalone cars don't have a speedo anymore.
Oh God. Damn, what was I gonna ask about that? Oh, the tires.
Yeah.
So, I've heard a lot of weird things about the Zestinos, but I
it's
personally
hit or
haven't tried
miss.
them. But have you tried the Zecnovas?
Yes,
at
I've
all?
tried the Zecnova. Very
What's your
similar.
opinion on
Zecnova's
them?
definitely a little grippier for it, but I get more life out of a Velino, a Zestino. It's the last ones I used that were pretty good. The best ones I've used, in my opinion, in terms because I'm skate parking, like I'm just having fun. I want to get the most amount of
Right.
tire, like a most amount of laps out of a set of tires that I can. Was the Abusu Mitsuri ones from Velino, and like they look like some like mud tires. Like
I ran
the
those
tread
last
on them
year,
was,
dude.
and on a Z too. No, you got a little more jam, but like on a stock
Yeah.
Z, those tires would last you an entire drift day, like for sure, guaranteed on a stock car.
I think at Polecat I was getting last year when the car was actually running. I think 6 to 8 laps total.
That's good.
And Polecat's
And you're
long.
jamming, and that's what I
It's
get on the
long.
wagon too. I'd get like 6 to 8 like heater laps
Yeah.
out of them, heat cycling them too. Like the heat cycling, I feel is a big thing. Here I'm not heat cycling, so that's why the tires are dying pretty quick. I'm doing like 3 heater laps back to back. The tires have no chance to like we're fire hosing them. Like they didn't have a
Nah.
chance. They didn't have a chance. But like at local events, yeah, heat cycle, and I feel that is the biggest thing. If you can let the tires cool down, swap them out side to side. If you got some abnormal wear, you're gonna almost double the amount of tire life you get
Yep. I would say so.
instead of just hot dogging them.
Well, so how is this track compared to your local tracks then? The surface wise,
Vast.
like
Oh.
is it just
The surface here is really nice. I feel the surface at our local tracks are pretty rough. Not E-Town rough. E-Town is like insanely rough asphalt, but they're pretty smooth. But this place is like,
I mean, it's
yeah,
like
this
a
is top
5-star
tier,
racetrack,
dude.
so.
Yeah, this is some next level stuff. To be able to drift here is so sick.
How
so
many?
sick.
Okay, so how many tracks do you technically have local to you then?
That we can use?
Yeah.
2.
No way.
Yeah, the Cayuga, which was at the LZ World Tour round, like that first Canadian one. And then Shannonville is our next local one. And that's within like a 3-hour radius of us locally.
Okay.
Next tracks from there are like that iCar one that I mentioned, but that's like 6.5, 7 hours one way. So it's like, yeah, like Quebec and drifting is different, but you don't really hear about a lot of Quebec drifting because it's all in French. Even DMCC series, it's crazy good drivers. It's a good series to watch, but it's all in French. So like we kind of are like, okay, like I grew up learning French and stuff, and like I can't understand it really, but like I'll still like watch it through. But to get another audience into it and not have an English dub over,
Yeah, you
you're
still
just
have
losing
some
a huge
bit of
audience.
immunity to it. You're used to hearing it.
Yeah, yeah. But like if you were to watch it, you'd be like 20 minutes in and be like, man, I have no
Yeah.
idea
It'd have
what's
to be in
happening. Why did he
Spanish.
lose? Like,
But
you
we
have
have just
no-
too many Spanish people here, so like
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing that. It's like the same concept.
Exactly
I would
the
say.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quebec is like pure French. So
That's
it's
so crazy.
but it's a crazy series, and some of the tracks are insane. They're like 13 hours away. You would have seen the video of Josiah just like in the wall. Like some of the tracks are like full commitment, like very cool
That's
tracks.
epic though.
And that's
Like,
where Tommy Lemaire came from. Like he won at DMCC, and that's what got his pro license. Some good drivers come out of there, dude. There's some good drivers, but you don't
Dang.
know about them. Like even we barely know about them, and we're around the corner from them because it's all in French. How can
Yeah.
you expect American guys to even know anything about DMCC in general? Like the only reason you might even know about it a little bit is from Tommy, probably.
That's,
that
I
he
was gonna
did it.
say that. That was the only
right?
reason I even knew what.
But you're not
DMs
going to see
yeah.
any footage from it really, unless Josiah posts it because you follow him. Like, yeah, it's kind of like not hush hush, but it's just hidden away
That
because of a
sucks.
language barrier.
Yeah. So most of the time you are just coming to the U.S. to drive.
Now I have been,
Yeah.
yeah. Like honestly, this year I've been traveling a bunch to the States, and like there's no better feeling. It's definitely like reignited a passion back into drifting that I wouldn't say I like lost, but like I fell off for a bit. Like local events near us were never as cool. A lot of the cars are shit. Nobody cares about like anything about their cars. Not saying nobody. Like there is a lot of like-minded people like me too, but like the average general consensus is like
More function over anything?
no, it's more demolition derby over anything.
Oh,
You just have like
wow.
really shitty cars that like guys
There's
obviously
zero
don't
care.
care about and don't try and fix up. Like I'm always constantly trying to, like I hit a wall like a month ago, wrote this car off. Like it's got to be presentable. Like it's got to
Right.
look
Yeah.
good. It definitely looks like it hit a wall still, but like it looks better. The passion isn't there from a lot of people, and I like coming out here because the passion is clear. Even E-Town, it's like they have rules and standards, and then if you want to play their games, the cars now have like a standard to it, whereas we don't really have a standard. That's the demolition derby kind of vibe. And it did disappear for a bit, and now it's like back in full force again. So
Yeah, I think drifting needs more of the, not rules, but like just structure to it.
accountability, structure,
accountability.
Like, that's why I like Nick Swan will tell you if you suck or if your car sucks.
Well,
and it's like, and that's what I've learned from like the Jersey people. That's like he's not from Jersey, but like going to
Yeah.
New Jersey and hanging out with these guys, they're not saying it to hurt your feelings. They're just telling you like your car
Yeah,
fucking
it's just
sucks, man.
blunt.
Yeah,
I'd
they're
much
blunt.
rather you just tell me rather than beat around
where
the bush
should I
about
improve
it.
that? Or like your driving sucks. Like they're gonna tell you straight up. Whereas then they kind of beat around the bush up near us, and we do hold our like Shannonville events, the FDF like drift days. And I haven't been out to many this year just because there's one this weekend right now. It's been interfering with a lot of events. But same things. We have drivers meetings, and I try and do that. And we're trying to hold people accountable who are just not giving a good look to the whole thing. But I don't know. I'm not trying to fix that either. I'm like, I'm gonna just come out here. Like,
Yeah, we just come to the States to have fun.
come to the States, have fun. As you heard, a lot of the Quebec tracks are super far. So 7-8 hours into the States to like this slice of heaven is a no-brainer to me. And then the connections that I've made from it is like insane.
So since I promised that we'd get into that, let's touch on the connections and
Yeah.
stuff, because you obviously did the big block stuff for Adam. You've done quite a few projects here recently.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, which one has been your personal favorite?
The big block one's like right up there in terms of personal favorite, because it was like, I was there for like 5 days straight before the E-Town round, and it was like 70 hours. So I'm just like burning 14-hour days into it, but I love that shit. Like I am a high-functioning autistic person. I can just like zone in. If that's my only responsibility, which it is because I'm out in Florida, luckily good buddies with Booth and Donnie. Donnie works at Drift HQ, so I stayed out at their place while I was there. I'm just working with the boys every day and just grinding. Fabrication, especially like that, it just takes a long time, especially like header work. 60 hours, that's kind of what I say. Like 60 hours is kind of average into a header. Like pretty 50, 60 hours, I
That's
can do
crazy.
that pretty quick.
Okay, so then walk me through the process of it, because obviously you got the CAD design of everything, and you're are you mapping it out in your head at that moment, or are you actually going in and like playing with the software, touching things?
Playing with the software so I can measure out the straight sections that are needed for the bends, but in the software we had all the bends needed, so I'd take one bank, and all the headers that I really make for V8s, I only really make 4-2-1 style headers, or 4-2-2, which is NASCAR, stock car, sprint car headers.
What's
That's
the reasoning for that, by the way, for anyone that doesn't
I'm
know?
not an engineer. Roush Yates does it. All NASCAR, like it is a unanimous,
Just a proven kind of
proven horsepower method. I think in like the 2000s they started really bringing them into NASCAR and Truck Series. 4-2-1s, X pipes, side pipes, and then NASCAR changed their sound. Like now they sound like RTR cars.
Yep.
I think that's a big piece of the sound is the 4-2-1. But it just seems, again, I'm not an engineer. I'm just the dude who's like, I like tubes. It seems to be unanimously one of the best header setups in terms of packaging, flow, engine performance. Yeah, I'm no expert. I just think that is the way that they do it, so that's why I do it. And we start with the header flange, so I have my one side. All of the first runners, I would then cut them all up first to where they should kind of be, put them in their home, throw a tack on it, and then I usually put like a false spark plug, so like a big bolt, so it would replicate where the spark plug wire is going to be, or the spark plug socket, so that you can actually get spark plugs out of the car, like big deal.
True.
Especially on a car like that where it's getting constantly, it's pretty much an FD car, so it's going to be constantly played with. So you want to make stuff easy to play with. And then, yeah, dude, it's like, and that sounds easy on paper, but like just those, cutting up those bends and those straights and cleaning them all and then tacking them all into place.
Not much
that's
room.
like 20 hours right there, right? It adds up fast. So it definitely takes a weird, special type of person to want to do big fabrication jobs like that. I just enjoy the adapting and overcoming of like, hey, that's not really going to work or it's not going to work good. I'm just like, I'll make it work good. Like, I just like a challenge.
Yeah. So as far as like the clearance and stuff, I figured most people
Into this,
have the steering shaft getting in the way the most, right?
another big hurdle.
Was that okay?
In the design, it was not an issue, and then how I made it, I'm spending so much time to make it as close to the design as possible so it's not an issue. Because in order to get the header out, you need to remove the steering shaft. So it's like, yeah, it's just thinking of, you need to work on cars, you need to work on the types of cars to be able to understand all of these hurdles to work around. Same with like bell housing, where we placed the flanges on the bottom section before I went to that crazy X pipe that I made. The flanges need to be put in a spot so that you could still pull the trans off and pull the bell housing off so that you can work on the clutch or do anything to the clutch without pulling off all the headers, because now that's an extra hour, right? Like, it's just, you gotta work on cars to kind of learn these things and these hurdles to go around. It was just fun. But like the titanium tubing is like, that's all, takes a lot of time too. But like with the pie cuts and the technology, I used to spend so much time cutting my own pie cuts, rotating tubes, clean them all up. Now you can get it all bagged and tagged, mint, ready to go, line up the lines, quick tacks on everything.
Where are you getting that stuff through, by the way?
Vibrant Performance is always like my #1 company that I go to for all of my titanium straight tubings.
Seems like they're going right now, yeah.
Seems like it, for sure. They have been around. They're a Canadian company too. Vibrant's been around for years. They used to be sold in Canadian Tire, which is our like,
Actually, Tommy mentioned that
O'Reilly's.
yesterday in his podcast.
Yeah, they used to be sold in like DNA mufflers. Like, they are embedded in like Toronto area as a company. Tycon Industries, Stainless Bros also make amazing stuff because everybody makes different components. Like, I'm cutting all my tubes with SQ manufacturing jigs, which are those big billet jigs that I put in my bandsaw that I can like rotate the tubes. Those are all sold from I think it's Stainless Aesthetics, which is through Tycon Industries. So I'm not like one whole brand biased. Like, every brand has a great avenue. Every company has a great product for a great avenue. You know what I mean? There is no one sole answer, and there is no like, oh, you use that, you suck. Like, you can't use that. Like, to me, that's some bullshit.
So there's not one that someone should most definitely stay away from.
Yeah, Amazon.
Fair.
Like no name Amazon. Like, if you're getting into TIG welding and stuff, and like I always, like, that's how I met Grant Anderson. I helped him set up his prime weld TIG welder. You don't need a Miller Dynasty or like, it's 2025. We have so much technology out there now and so much cost-effective packages. When I got into TIG welding, it was a big undertaking. I had to invest $4,000 to $6,000 to get a good machine to be able to do what I need to do. Now you have Everlast, Prime Weld, all of these companies who make really cost-effective solutions that any dude in his garage can buy a machine, get a couple components, and start making some cool shit.
So give me an example of a good budget setup then that
Like
someone could just go buy at the store right now.
I think Prime Welds are on Amazon as well too. I set up Grant's Prime Weld, identical to an Everlast in terms of the knobs, the settings, the feel of it. Both of those machines, I think, are under $1,500 for like a good 200 amp AC/DC TIG welder. Then your next thing is your welding cups. Like, you need to get good welding cups. And then obviously how we got to this conversation is the materials that you're using. If you're using really inferior stainless universal exhaust kits off of Amazon, you might get the result. If you just want tube on your car, like, you might get the results. But if you're looking for those salmon stacks, gold dimes, purple colors, like, if you're looking for the goodness, you need good quality products. Vibrant Performance is always my go-to. Stainless Bros is another great company. Tons of other great American companies that I don't traditionally go out of my way to purchase because of the extra cost that comes to it now, like JMD Tubes, stainless header manufacturers. Like we bought the 8-to-1 collector for the setup that we did on Josiah's Corvette when we did the 8-to-1 setup on that. We bought that from them. Like Vibrant doesn't sell an 8-to-1 collector, neither does Tycon. Like, you know, there's always going to be other manufacturers who offer crazy stuff. I make a lot of custom exhaust manifolds. So like Hyundai TCR. TCR is like a race series of front wheel drive cars. There's Audis, Hyundai Velosters. It's a race car sold from Audi or Hyundai to run in this series, like full race car.
Right.
So they break their manifolds a lot. And I've made like 2 replicated manifolds out of 321 stainless, which is a step above 304. Has a better heat cycling because stainless gets weak when you heat cycle it. Like a 304 stainless steel, I think it's like 1300 degrees. It starts to lose its molecular strength. So the 304 manifolds on those cars were getting so hot that they were literally melting in on themselves and then restricting the flow. So I made a 321 manifold. I had to get all the bends from Ace Race Parts. Like at the time, they were the only ones who sold the Schedule 10 321 stainless. And then I got a billet collector, like a full custom billet collector from Elmer Racing in like New Zealand, because it just fit the packaging. Like, sky's the limit. Like there is no one answer. You got to do a lot of research. Find out what you want, what the customer wants. I'm just all about making a good product for a customer's demands.
Yeah.
But I pick and choose my customer too. I don't just take everything. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to have your standard to your
100%.
own business anyway.
I'm building art. You don't need this. You want this. So don't make your don't make your want devalue my time. Is always my biggest thing.
A good way to put
I will always give people my time, but if I'm spending my time working, I need to be paid what I feel is a fair hourly rate for my time. And if we're not on that same page, I don't care what we're building. We're not building anything.
How do you find that price range? How do you know what you're worth?
Well, you have your shop overhead. Like that's always the biggest thing. Like I run, like my main man Trevor's hanging out front here with his little boy. He runs my exhaust shop, so like 9 to 5. So that shop's rate is based off of the monthly cost of rent, heat, hydro, water, employee wages. That is a generic shop cost. Now everything else is a product. You know, you're gonna bring a product in, there's an MSRP on the product. So you charge MSRP for the product plus taxes. There's your profit margin on your part. It's up to you as a shop owner to find out what your profit margin is for your shop rate. So like I talk to people openly all the time. Biggest thing is my dollar's Canadian, so that's a big difference. So at our regular exhaust shop, we're $100 to $120 an hour, depending on what we're doing. We get jobs in all the time. That's like a quick heat shield or a quick hanger weld that takes 15, 20 minutes. I'm not gonna charge you $120. I could, but I'm not gonna dealership you and charge you $120. We're gonna charge you $40 for my time. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like for a quick hanger job, something like that. So that shop has its shop rate of its time, but I also don't price every job like that. Because we're good at our job does not mean, like, what's the best way I can word this? Just because I am good at my job doesn't mean it has to decrease the value. You could get someone to come make you...
It's faster.
You could get someone to come make you a $10,000 deck. They could say it would take a week. They do it in 2 to 3 days. They still charge you $10,000. That's just because, hopefully, they're good at their job and they brought in extra manpower to get it done in that time frame. Like, they're still charging the same amount. So we do that same kind of concept. I'll do a Vibrant muffler installed on a car for, say, $450. Trevor or I can do that job, depending on the car, in half an hour. That doesn't mean that I'm going to charge less on that because we have our MSRP and like a kind of base shop rate. So it's like that is a good profitable job. That is what we want to be doing. We can make $150 profit off of that job. If it takes you 2 hours, it takes you 2 hours, it's still okay. But you want to be able to do that in half an hour, and then get the next job in an hour. Because that's what we do. We book hourly appointments all day long. And we're 2-3 weeks out all the time. So we're just constant. Every day we wake up, we go into the shop.
Exciting, man.
Yeah, it's sick. Like there's no better feeling.
It's so cool.
And then you also get to that's when you get the pick and choosy, when it's like, it's not even pick and choosy. We're busy, and then now that's gonna almost guarantee that you get the good customers, because people who respect you and value you are going to wait a week and a half, 2 weeks to get the service that you offer. Whereas in the person who wants it right now for the cheapest price because it's their world and you're living in it, it's just like, nah, go to Midas, dude. Like,
Dude, it
I'm
seems
good.
like you're in a really good position. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I love it, dude. And then I have my custom fabrication stuff, which is now a different cost because the skill is more compared to my regular shop, like the skills that I'm offering, and then the jobs that I'm getting into. So that's when we're gonna get to $150, $200 an hour, depending on what I'm doing.
Fair.
You go to any top scale dealership or even shops locally near us, even like a local Volkswagen dealership is like $159.99 plus tax.
Brutal.
So it's like $165 an hour, and you get some fucking lube jockey who does not give a fuck about your car. You know what I mean? And then people are gonna give me a hard time. It's like, go to Canadian Tire, man. Like I'm
Get the
not
fuck
worried
out
about
of here.
Yeah. And I'm blessed to have enough good people like my buddy Mitch that I mentioned with that Corolla, who have worked on that car for so many years. All of my buddies who also aren't fabricators, because even my good buddy that I'm with here, he's me. He's a fabricator, owns his own business. He's in Ottawa, which is like 5-6 hours from me. That's why we're buddies. Like we jive the same. People respect, like my friends, they've become friends because they respect the value of my work that I've also done on their vehicles for them. So I think that's another good positive of it. Like it is business, but like at the end of the day,
You're taking the time to do things right, take care of people, and it's paying off in the long run.
and they respect the way that I want to do it, and they trust that the way that I want to do it. It's like the guys who like nitpick and like make a project a hard time, they kill the passion of it. And that's one thing. It's like, and it's happened to me. Like, you know, you get some customers and you're like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like I'm spending so much time and effort when I could be like hanging out with my girlfriend
Then
or
how do you
petting my
distinguish,
dog.
when you're that new, how do you distinguish what's worth
don't.
your time and what's not?
You don't have the gusta to do that. You gotta be the
grind it
dude.
out.
You gotta be the dude who's undercharging me right now, and then getting those jobs in, and then you learn. You're like, man, like the amount of roll cages and bash bars that I do for like $300, and it's like I look back at it now, it's like I spent 8 to 10 hours pulling that bumper off, coping tubes for a $250 bumper.
Custom bash bars?
Yeah, this is like when I first started, bro. We were doing, dude, Josiah used to do full cages for like $3,000 Canadian. Like full one-off custom
my
cages,
God.
wasting tube. Like you waste a section of chromoly and you're like, I suck. Like you end up, and you will. Like,
I can
if you're making a
imagine.
cage or tube work, like you're always wasting tube. Like it's always gonna happen. That's why he doesn't do cages anymore. Especially with companies like Cage Kits. Like I would never make a cage anymore. I'll make bars, like I'll make bash bars and small stuff like that. But in terms of like, if I even bought an S chassis or an E46 and I wanted to put a cage on it, I'm gonna Chair Slayer. He's a Canadian OG.
He's
I'm gonna
even
be
got
like,
two
hey,
fronts and two rear, all
everything.
of it.
That's what I would do. And I'm a fabricator.
Yeah.
It comes click, click, click. Now I just got to do the shitty part of getting all the seam sealer, you know, all that stuff. And then you just click the cage in. So times have changed in that 10 years that I've been in it. But no, that was a really good question, is like, what do the new guys getting into it do? You have to be the guys who get that job, where I'm not going to go out of my way to get that job now. You know, like I'll sit back, he can take that job, and
Yeah.
I'll wait for something else to come my way, or I'll just hang out at a cool
I think it's
event.
just a very normal thing that, not even just in fabrication, but any line of entrepreneurship
Any line of work,
or anything like
photography,
that. Yeah,
media.
so-
You know, there's always the free media guy, but then the guy who's been in it for 10 years, who's charging you 150, 200, but whatever. Like everyone has a value to their rates, right? That's how those guys learn. You're not just gonna like start taking photos with your iPhone and be like, you guys owe me $500 a day for media coverage. It's like, man, you can't do that.
Oh yeah. At least with video and photo work, you can make a portfolio.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no like real way to show fabrication in a portfolio, since no real fabricator is gonna want to sit there and look
I
at all
guess
that
my
shit.
Instagram would be like my
Exactly.
portfolio, and that's how
You
I
gotta make it
got
flashy
into it.
and visible.
Like I'm from the Instagram era. Like that's like where I met a guy this weekend hanging out with Grant, Swoop Spill. I don't know if you ever seen his stuff, and like we were just hanging out talking, and then I saw his shirt. I'm like, you're the hardline guy. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I've been following you since like 2015, 2016, because he's just a cool niche Volkswagen. And the Volkswagen I always respect because they do like tuck bays and they do some like really, really nice stuff. And it just gets unheard of because everyone's like, Volkswagen kids. But like there is some crazy, dedicated, awesome fabrication work that gets done on the old Mark 1s, Mark 2s. Just another dude who's just like, man, I've followed you for years. You're sick. And then he's also been down. We were literally talking like the same thing, firing customers and like being down finding that scale and then like being out of passion or running out of passion because of certain types of customers. But you have to. Like, I think you nailed it so good with that. It's like, yeah, well, you kind of have to, because it circles back to what I first said is, and you kind of need the shitty moments to value the really good moments.
It's so
or else
true.
they're just moments, I guess. Like, you don't know the difference. It's got to be sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, right?
Well, then let me just get your best piece of advice for anyone that wants to follow down your exact fabrication pathway.
Even if it's not fabrication, you just got to wake up every day and love what you're doing and find passion in whatever it is you're doing. There is no rule for like just for fabrication or just for photography. It's just as long as you're waking up every day and you're loving what you do, in due time, keep putting that same effort and passion into whatever it is you do and hold yourself accountable. Accountability is a big thing, because if you have goals, the only way you're going to reach these goals is by holding yourself accountable if you're not achieving these goals. That's why fabrication is really good too, because you start with nothing and now you have something. It's like it is pretty much that, and that's a lot harder to measure on like a personal scale of like even your business. I could see how it would be a lot harder to physically measure out like how much I've grown in these past 2-3 years. Sometimes you got to take a step back and then you're holy shit. Like Dawson 4 years ago wouldn't think this Dawson would be doing what he's doing now.
Yeah, no, it's very hard. And I'm sure you've gone through it too.
Yeah.
Now, especially past few years, traveling all over, doing all these crazy builds. I mean, you kind of lose the sight of what the goal was originally, and you finally get a 2-week break and you're bored and you're like, damn, 4 or 5 years ago, I would kill someone to be in the position that I'm at right now, which is just, it's insane.
And I always try and take a step back and and look at that. Like the stuff I get to do, the places that I get to see, the people I get to surround myself with. 10 years ago, me would have just been like, nah, like, no way, dude, you suck. Like,
And not to sound like ungrateful or anything, like a lot of this stuff is because of you guys, which greatly appreciate, and a lot of the sponsors and all that stuff. So
it takes an audience, right?
It's never a one-man deal.
And like I try and do my own deal. Like I suck at it, dude. Like it is so much on top of doing what I normally do, which can sometimes be a lot of work, not all the time. It is a lot of work to sit down at a computer and go over stuff that you've done and cut and critique yourself and add music. It's a lot of work, dude.
I had to do it sitting right here in front of everyone this morning.
It's like editing videos and being consistent, and that's like back to accountability. I need to hold, if I want to do better in that area, I need to start holding myself accountable to be like, I'm doing cool shit all the time. I'm just not picking up a camera, filming it, and then putting it on my computer and enveloping 2-3 hours to make something of it. That's what I'm not doing. So if I have a goal and an aspiration in that area, that's what I need to do and start holding myself accountable. Am I going to do it? Probably not. Who knows? But I am.
Well, if you
I am
ever want
aware.
someone to help you out on that aspect, I'm right here.
Dude,
and I got
that's
you.
twist my arm.
That's what all I try and focus on now is just post-production stuff.
It's because that's always been an issue for me. It's like I can edit stuff. I'm not that good at it, but like I've done a couple things here and there. I probably have like 12 YouTube videos up. Like I'm way better at like Instagram stories. If we could just do Instagram stories, I'd be set.
Yeah.
But we're not.
You hear it all the time of like, especially drivers, dude. They're like,
it's hard.
I've got a shitload of footage that I've just have backlogged and just can't do anything with it. I'm like,
16,000 photos and videos
literally
on my phone.
what I do.
And it's just like, I guess it becomes such a big hurdle that you're just like, later. Later. But yeah, I procrastinate on it and I'm not holding myself accountable, so I can't sit there and expect good rewards from it. That's another big thing. I can't sit there and be like, why is my YouTube not? I know why my YouTube's not taking up. If I put the same effort into that I did a certain fabrication product, or if I do when I'm building headers for somebody or myself even, because that's how it all started. I started building stuff for myself, right? I can't afford a dude like me who's charging $150 an hour. I'm making $13 an hour.
Yeah, you're just trying to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, and that's how you learn. So
that's awesome, dude.
It's all cool. It's cool shit, dude. It's just different views, different views on stuff, and I always just try and step back and just realize where I am, who I'm surrounded by, and what I'm doing, and blessed.
Well, it's good to hear your side. Yeah, I feel like people see you a lot and they know of you, but they don't ever get to really hear the real you.
I'm you.
This is awesome,
Like,
man.
I'm just another dude. I'm nothing special
No.
at all. I'm just
Well,
another dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you got great work, and a lot of people look up to you for that.
I can definitely get down. I can not so much on aluminum, but like titanium, stainless, we can get down for sure. I'm
That's what
confident in
matters
my abilities
anyways.
and fabricating. Like, because welding and fabricating are also two different things. Like, very, very different
Yeah.
things. There's and in like a day-by-day job, there's welders and then there's fitter fabricators. And if a fitter fabricator sucks, the welder's not gonna get a good result. And like vice versa. So there's big parts in that. That's what I'm talking about, like spark plug clearance, steering shaft clearance. Like, that takes becoming a fabricator. And the only way to get good at that is practice and do it a lot. And the only way to do that is undercut me on jobs. And you know what I mean?
Well, speaking of the self-sufficient part of it in the beginning, what would you suggest, or not, let me not say that. Most people will go after the flux core, like Harbor Freight welder. I personally have one.
Yeah.
I use it for
That's
simple
what I say
shit.
start with.
Is that a good suggestion
Yeah,
from
like
a great fabricator?
again, we have the Canadian Tire, so like that was my machine forever. A Lincoln 140 MIG pack from Canadian Tire, which is like in the hobby welding area. So even go to like TSC, Harbor Freight. Like, you go to the welding section. It's probably $600. Get a bottle of gas and some big wire.
No, I'm
and you're good to
talking
go.
like the $200-$300 flux core welder. Is that something decent for just a normal grassroots guy to have in his shop if he needs to fix something really quick?
It would be. This is gonna be this is gonna be on video. I'm gonna be incriminating myself. Flux core is never okay, but if you're at a track and you have a problem and that's all you got, no problem with that. But on that note, you can spend an extra $200 and you can get a MIG welder with a small gas bottle and bring that to the track. And that's even better.
What if it's just like brackets? Like bumper brackets?
Even that. Flux core is ugly.
Tabs.
Flux core is ugly. Spoon would never let me live it down. If this guy saw me pull out like a 70-18 rod or like a spool weld, like, yeah, I would never live it down. I know way too many people who just throw me under the bus.
I'm calling you every time.
Well, it's not going to help you get better because flux core is so inconsistent.
I don't want to, though.
You want to get better?
I fucking hate welding. I'm just going to be honest. I don't like it.
There's nothing wrong. Well, that's probably because you're flux core and shit. I'd hate welding too if I was flux core and shit.
No argument. I used a regular MIG welder when I did the whole Army swap and I had to build everything. So I wasn't a ratchet
I like fabricating more than welding, honestly.
That's fair, okay.
Like, welding is like the end of it, like with the titanium stuff. I click everything together and now it's like, weld for 30 hours, bitch. You're like, okay. Where it's fun making something that has nothing and bringing it to something, and then a dude, again, like Adam is just another dude. It doesn't matter if it's Adam or if it's a customer like Mitch back home, me showing them the end result and then being like, dude, like them being stoked on it. It's the skate park vibe. It's the skate park vibe. You do a sick trick and your boys are like, yo, like, get amped up, and it makes you feel amped up. So I like making stuff like that because it makes me stoked on what I'm doing. And that's why there's no real rule of like what I'd be doing. I'll make
whatever the fuck.
Whatever. Like, as long as it
You want me to make a hood ornament for your drift car? Cool.
Hell yeah. I wanna once I rewrap the wagon, I've been wanting to do it forever. There's a local guy near me who does it. And like, I paint shit. Like, we all paint, you know? We got drift cars. You got a drift car, you painted something. I want to do cool lowrider lace roof. Like, I feel the wagon needs that, dude. So take all the wrap off.
Huge.
It'd be so gangster. It's a big roof.
Oh my god, you got a whole lace bed sheet for that.
Yeah, they make bed sheets. We'd be good.
Motherfucker.
But that's something that I'm okay at painting. I can paint some stuff. I buy real paint. I got like a Sato gun, whatever. Like, I can paint some stuff decent, but that's something that is like beyond what I think I'm capable of. So I would love to like try and do something like that. And that's what fabricating is.
I love the paint aspect of it, the cosmetic and like.
And just getting better at it. Like, that's my thing. I want to try something. I'm going to fuck it up. Like, I'm going to do a bad job at it, I would think. But hopefully after the second time, like, it's going to turn out into something at least cool, like different. So that's what it always is, dude. Even this stuff, like, you know, you're finding areas that you can always push yourself and be better in and make the brand better or make yourself better, right? That's what it's all about.
Every day.
Every damn day.
Every freaking day.
Doing what you love.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got any big projects coming up with anybody?
kind of end of the year right now. I got
Things
a
are
bunch of
dying a
small
little bit.
stuff. Yeah, like end of the season. September is coming up. So I got Trevor's wagon. Trevor's got a wagon at the shop that we put an LS in. Into, and buttoning that all up, should get that running by the end of the year. Next week, before the Legends of Drift thing, I gotta make some stuff on Josiah's Corvette, because that car sits so low to the ground, it just keeps wrecking my exhaust. So it's good though. Job security.
Hey, but it's the style though. We gotta have it.
So fixing all that, and yeah, pretty much, dude.
Awesome.
I think that's all I got lined up now. I think Adam and I have been talking about a couple things, some four-rotor things. I love that car. It's a sick car. Trying to get that full 767 sound out of it. So that should be coming up in the pipeline. I don't know when, but we've been talking about that. Yeah, nothing crazy. I'm just even the big block stuff, it was like a week, 2 weeks notice, and he was just like, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'll cancel everything. Yeah.
That's any YouTuber.
Yes.
But what's the next event for you? Let me start there. I'll think about it.
Next weekend, the Legends Drift should be out there at New Jersey.
Okay. Cool.
So that's the big movie thing. Josiah's going out there in the wagon, in his Corvette, and I was planning on bringing the wagon. I don't think I'm doing the competition. I think I'm just going to be throwing down.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the next big one.
As far as your company, if anyone wants any work, is there any direct way to contact you on how to find that?
My Instagram is Mike GT Custom Exhaust, Mike GT Custom is my Instagram. My shop is called GT Custom Exhaust. We are located in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. So might be a little far from Tennessee, a couple states, a little bit of a distance. But if you're in that general area, reach out to us either on Instagram, always send us an email, come by the shop. If you're a super cool guy and you got a cool project and you want me to come out and do some stuff, I definitely would be down to do that. But if you've watched the podcast and didn't fast forward to the end here, we got some, I got a checklist and I got to make sure everything kind of checks off first. But yeah, dude.
I almost forgot that question.
Good thing you did it. I appreciate that. I got to plug myself somehow. And my YouTube, I'm going to plug my YouTube that I don't upload anything to is also Mike G. Yeah.
Now you have to upload.
Maybe he'll be uploading soon. Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much it for all my social stuff. Mike GT Custom, Mike Catell. Just here for a good time.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, I've been meaning to do this for a while. It was an absolute blast.
Dude. You're always welcome on, of course.
Blast.
Thank you for taking the time.
No, my pleasure, dude. I think it's almost drifting time, right?
Should be. Yeah. All right, cool.
I got my tires done. I think it just said drift to grid. Drift is welcome to grid. Yep. Gotta go.
Damn, I kept you too long.
No, dude. That's not. Before we started this, I'm like, I can talk forever.
Up to the ceiling. Trust no bitch, can't catch no feelings. I've been taking long flights from the Bay to Ibiza. Hit home runs, I'm a ball like Jeter. I just want 4-4-4, then I leave her. I'm a young pop star, call the boy Justin Bieber. Got a little money if you want, I can teach her. Whole life a movie, you can watch it in theater.